This is from the Star, but it actually started with a French tweet from a French outlet. The Star reads as follows. Danny Rule may be honing in on his first permanent Sheffield Wednesday signing transfer, with reports in France claiming one of his former charges has agreed terms to join the Owls. Wednesday are expected to be busy this summer, with Rule having made no secret of desire to get the bulk of his transfer business done as soon as possible in order to give himself the best possible opportunity to further bed in his ideas in pre-season. It appears, I'm paraphrasing now because there's quite a bit of filler in this bit, it appears that the German's former Southampton colleague, Yan Valery, could well be lined up for a switch to Hillsborough, with respected outlet L'Equipe claiming he has agreed terms to join the club, leaving Wednesday and current signed Angers to flesh out a transfer deal. The report suggested the two sides are in negotiations and that recently promoted League One side are willing sellers. Valery is only 25 and has been the most commonly used attacking-minded right-back, though he can deputise as a right-sided midfielder or a centre-half. Listed as 6'1", the defender who played for France at youth level, but since switched his allegiances to Tunisia, for whom he has 8 caps, he was on the bench for their 1-0 World Cup qualifying win over Equatorial Guinea this week. He made 35 appearances for Angers as they were promoted as runners-up in League Two last season, collecting 5 assists. After coming through the youth ranks at Rennes, Southampton snapped him up as a teenager in 2018, shortly before Rull arrived as assistant to Ralph Hasenhüttl. Valery made his Premier League debut just a couple of weeks before Rull's arrival at St Mary's and became a mainstay in the side that pulled off a remarkable survival effort that season. He tallies 43 Premier League appearances in total and played 7 times in the Championship during a loan spell at Birmingham City. I remember this player very, very well. I think Jack will also agree. He was a Football Manager gem. You remember that?
Absolutely.
You're talking about Football Manager again, but he was.
Oh, the Football Manager 2019. He was the one that you absolutely needed to snap up in the Championship for the
exactly.
A really good development.
And we'll start with you then, Jack, because of the Football Manager link. What do you think about Sheffield Wednesday potentially looking like he's going to be our first permanent signing?
And see me, you see, with the competition that we've got in terms of signing him and stuff, I see this situation a little bit like the dating scene in your 20s. You don't really want to find a partner who other people that are in competition with you don't fancy themselves. So it's similar to the transfer strategy. You don't want to be going for players that your peers or rivals don't also want to sign themselves. Because if you're going for somebody that nobody finds attractive, then they're not really going to be any good in your 20s anyway. So it's a bit similar in this football transfer sense. I think that he's ideally a sort of very good prospect for us and would offer a lot of attacking prowess going forwards as well as his defensive capabilities. And I just think it's a no-brainer, really, given that he's 25 as well, and that's bringing the age down. I have no
idea what you were getting at with the first half of that section, by the way, just to clarify.
It also pretty much allows the theory that we had, given that we've already got Paul Valentin in the right-back position, and we've already got Liam Palmer in the right-back position. It suggests that Liam Palmer could be making a move to being that sort of anchor man in the centre of midfield going forwards and replacing Will Volks in that position.
That's my thought process as well on that. It frees it up and you bring somebody in that's going to... Because also Palmer's not going to be with us forever. He's getting on in footballing terms. So 25 again, that's what sticks out to me, Jake. 25 for Yan Valery. Your thoughts?
We're bringing the age of the squad down. It's someone who's already worked with Danny, who's actually said publicly that Danny did a lot for him while he was at Southampton. He had a serious illness of glandular fever, which cut him down a little bit.
I've had that.
Yeah, it's not funny that.
Helps you lose weight.
I did. That's loads of weight.
It's a bit like swallowing a tapeworm. It's one of these alternative methods of getting fit. Anyway, sorry, Jake.
He fits what we're looking at. And the thing is, with this one, have you noticed in football recently as well, where it gets the players agreed, but we have to then wait for the club to agree? Now, it used to be you had to agree a fee with the club and then you could speak to the player. With Valery, he's agreed already to come. We just have to speak to the club and get a deal sorted, which I think is probably doable. I think his market value is about 2 million. I think that's roughly about it.
Which transfer market is indeed
for a 25-year-old. And I think if it's someone who's already worked with Danny and knows how he works, you're not going to have that issue of trying to get used to the setup and how to do. Granted, I know that was a Russell Houghton side, but it's very similar. He probably picked up very similar patterns with how they train and get things done, if that makes sense.
Lads, I have a theory.
Go on.
I think our budget is actually bigger than most people are anticipating, because if you look at the amount of players we're linked for transfer fees, and it seems like we're in talks with them, it's already over 10 million.
Yeah.
I think it's bigger. I think it's
a lot bigger than
I
people
reckon we
think.
might. Yeah, I think we might be actually going for it.
I think
we've got no money. Chansiri's run out of money. Oh, he's got no money. According to several people in their various comment sections.
It depends on where he gets the money from. Looking for investors, etc., isn't it? So
yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because let's just go with the theory that we were all looking at people. There's a little bit more than there was last year. Let's go with that, because if we're apparently looking at Ugbo and Ugbo 5 million, when you hear about us like looking at Valery, or when we looked at the midfielder from Sweden, Badu or whatever his name, Badu. They're about 5 and 6 million. Well, you've got 7 million or so there going. It's like we've got to have something more than last season, and people are forgetting something. I made it very clear last season on the podcast repeatedly. Staying up was crucial because of the TV money from Guy. We have a huge chunk of that to come, which is going to help.
When Moore was sacked, I was saying that we can't fall. The gap is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we can't fall. That's why it was crucial we stayed up, in terms of, like, because you can talk about going down is great for a rebuild, but actually if you rebuild at the bottom of the championship, you're actually in a better position if you do it right.
If you're a Birmingham like now, a rebuild for them is perfect, because they got the money with their ownership to put into it and do it properly. Where if you do a rebuild where you might not have as much money as them, it makes it harder. It's doable, but it's a lot harder. And I think you look at what's been said about where we're aiming for, like top 8, then we're going to want to improve the squad with different kind of players. And this one is one of those ones, if Danny's already worked with him and he knows what kind of player he is, it gives you options with both Pole and Valery, because they're both right backs. I'd like to see us linked with some left backs soon, please, because Christ, we haven't got any. So that'd be nice. But you look at the positions that have been linked at, and also when a player's linked, have a look if they've got any history with any of the backroom coaching staff. Because what I've noticed recently, a lot of players we bring in have some sort of connection with somebody in that backroom staff somewhere along their career. So the sale pitch has already been
backs, done. Ryan Sessegnon, just saying, by the way.
I love it.
Released.
I think he'll go Europe.
You're really going for it? Yeah, probably. No, I think he'd be great, because it's more of a case if he can play in the midfield, he can play right back, he can play centre back. He's obviously going to be playing for us at right back, you would assume. But again, we're losing Bernard. Does he end up going in that centre back role if we need it? You know, if we do lose Bernard, there's options there with him. We will do the FIFA card because we always do, and this was a good one. 71 rated silver is one of our higher rated players. Jack's ecstatic. 66 pace, 52 shooting, 63 passing, 69 dribbling, 71 defending, and 72 physical with the jockey play style.
Can we have something for Jack when you do the FIFA card? Like, if you don't want to know the EAFC card, please, Jack, look away now.
He's also got a 76 potential rating on career mode currently.
Tell you what, that can be your bit. You can do that. You can be the old career. You can do my old career mode stuff.
FIFA this morning.
You know one thing that is.
So even you're excited about the virtual player.
You know how we spoke about the midfield being quite light. You know if Bernard and Iorfa don't sign.
We just need to put the money into it then. But then you think about it, if players go, it does free up wages as well. So there is both sides to it. But for me, Valery is a no-brainer if you can get him for around that sort of money. he's got experience. Let's actually have a full look at his history. So he was at Southampton for 4 years, made 43 appearances, 2 goals. That was 2018 to 2022. He went on loan to Birmingham City, made 7 appearances there, and he's been at Angus since 2022 and made 48 appearances for them. Current international, but he's, he made, is it 35? 35 last season, 5 goals by the looks of it.
That's not bad for a right back either. 5 goals is decent for a right back. No, it's not 5 goals. It's 5 assists. Ignore me. 5 assists. It's 5 assists. To be fair, 5 assists ain't bad
I was reading the wrong icon. 5 assists isn't bad at all. No, 35 appearances, 5 assists. Yeah, no, I agree. So, it's a no-brainer for me. Why don't you come over, Why don't you... I messed it up! Why don't you come on over, Valery?